Hi guys, so this video is about off-season, building muscle, improvement season, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is it's a few things that I want to talk about in conjunction with growing muscle. So this could be someone who just is a recreational lifter that just wants to build some muscle, or it could be a competitor who wants to improve show to show, which is very, very important. So I've had tons of guys come to me over the years, and they've been training 10 years, and they've not really developed any muscle. And to say some of them have trained, say, 5, 6, 7 days a week, an hour, 2 hours every single day, that they've trained, it's quite shocking. But when they explain to me what they've been doing, it's actually really simple to see why they haven't developed. I mean, it's building muscle is a really simple process, and many people overcomplicate it. They get distracted by far too many supplements, and they're kind of just doing the wrong things. The problem is there's so much information on the internet, and eventually you just probably find that you get supplements pushed on you, and this is the magic supplement to gain muscle and all this kind of stuff, when the reality is food is what grows muscle. And the first thing that I want to talk about is protein. So protein is like the key macronutrient really that's gonna that grows muscle, right? So it's not the only one, but if you've got someone and they're dieting for a show or to just get shredded, what's the last nutrient that gets left to hold on to protein? Sorry, to hold on to muscle? It's protein. So protein is the key component in growing muscle. And obviously when you've got someone that is trying to maximize the amount of muscle they're building, fats and carbs are usually in that equation of actually developing their muscle mass. So that kind of brings me on to the second thing, is calories. How high do calories need to be? Well, this is really an individual thing. I've got clients that sit at a desk 9 to 5. I've got clients that they are on a building site and they're bricklaying, or they're doing roofing or plastering or whatever. Those guys generally need more calories. And again, back to protein, it's a very, very individual thing. So when someone comes to me, I'm looking at their height, I'm looking at their goal, I'm looking at their current physique, and then I'm kind of working out what that person needs. So I mean, when I take a client on, I've got quite an extensive questionnaire that I send to them to really figure out what's going to be best for them as an individual. Now, right, calories. So when I was a kid, I thought it was all about calories, and calories were the key to looking massive, and that's not wrong if you don't mind looking fat and watery. So I put on weight, keyword weight, really quick, because I just ate as much as I could and I didn't really pay attention to the quality of that food. So I ate a lot of junk food, and yeah, I might have looked big and I was very big for my age and strong for my age, but it was just purely through sitting at the table and just force feeding anything that I could get my hands on. So the actual quality of the food wasn't very good. The protein sometimes was good, but sometimes I was using poor quality protein powders that were, to be honest, more carbohydrates than protein. And that just resulted in a fat, watery look. And the actual muscle tissue that I had was probably actually quite low, because again, back to what I said earlier, protein is the key component. So that's a bit about food. So in terms of your actual individual needs, it's individual. I can't tell you need X amount of protein, you need X amount of carbs, you need X amount of fat, because it's so individual to you. So next thing, training. So I did a video not so long ago, and it was about upper lower training, and it got thousands of views, and it was really well received. And I had a ton of emails on how to actually devise an upper lower split, and I'm happy that happened, because it isn't, I do believe there's an optimal split for each individual, and but I believe that most people are suited to upper lower. That's my personal opinion, and that's what's worked best for myself and works best for the clients that I've worked with. And bearing in mind, I did push-pull legs for a lot longer, and I did a bro split for a long time as well. And in the short space of time that I did upper lower and also implemented that for clients, and I've had some clients over 5 years, their physique improved quick when I switched them to upper lower. They stayed leaner easier, which makes sense because there was more lower body workouts, which are more metabolically demanding than upper body workouts. Obviously leg development was so much quicker. It makes sense on paper. It now makes sense in practice. And don't get me wrong, push-pull legs, you can get fantastic results. Bro split, you can get fantastic results. I've done them both and I looked good on them. But when I switched to upper lower, specifically me, my legs just got so much better. And being a competitive bodybuilder, having good legs is really important. And something that I felt has always lacked when I've generally done push-pull legs. I mean, quick recap on what I spoke about in the upper lower video. So let's say you're doing push-pull legs 3 times a week. Don't get me wrong, you can do it 6 days a week. Over a 4-week period, you'll hit legs 4 times. If you're doing it every 7 days, let's say you hit legs every Monday, and then you'll be hitting upper body 2, 4, 6, 8 times. So lower 4 and upper 8. So when you jig things around and optimize things, I feel as though you end up landing at an upper lower split. So that's where I'm at now, and that's what I do with majority of clients. If a client specifically says, I want to do this split, I will go with them if they feel as though that's the best thing for them. But if I feel as though their lower body begins to lack to the upper body, I'll go like, I think we should switch to this split. But I do listen to what clients say, and I do appreciate their view of their own body and what they want to do. So I'll always take that into account. So next thing, rest. So again, I've had so many guys come to me and they've been training like 6-7 days a week for like years on end, and training an hour and a half, 2 hours every single time they train. And it's just too much. They're not eating enough food to warrant that, and they're not getting enough rest to warrant that. So that's a big no-no. I mean, there's guys that have won huge shows training 4 days a week, and I think, to be honest, that's pretty much the sweet spot. Again, don't get me wrong, there's guys that train 5-6 days a week that have fantastic physiques. But again, it's an individual thing. It's a really individual thing. But I found when I've took guys from training 5-6 days a week and dropped them to 4, they've grew quicker, and they appreciate those rest days. And everything's just more strategic. Everything makes more sense, and eventually, once you've got their head round, training less actually equals more in terms of more muscle growth. And then you put it into practice, because some people are scared to train less because they think, oh, I'm going to get skinnier. It's not how it works. If you take a smart approach to their training and nutrition, then their results will normally be better when you drop that person down to say 4 days a week. So to just like summarize everything, I mean, this video isn't just for people who compete, it's for your recreational people as well. But one thing that really is frustrating to me, I see guys season to season that compete not getting any better, and it's because they're just really not placing a high enough emphasis on their off season. They're missing meals, missing training sessions. You need to treat your off season like a prep. It's just as important. If you want to improve year to year and reach the top of bodybuilding, the off season is your improvement season. Remember, when you're in a prep, you're just losing body fat. So focus on that off season, make the most of it, and you can improve season to season. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and if there's any questions, just shoot me a DM.